flying the Roman war helmet.
Dear Lord. I thought it was like the Cleveland Steamer or something.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm tired of hearing about the fucking Dickel bottle. It was a gift. It was a sentimental gift, but you know what?
But you guys
I'm tired of you guys whining about the Dickel bottle because you can't get it in your mouth, so you're all jealous. So I'm going to remove the bottle.
Always bitching about the size of your dick.
I am going to replace it with something else.
Retiring the dick bottle.
We are retiring.
Dickel bottle.
RJ and Amelia, I love you guys. I'm sorry,
it's
but
always in our mouth.
These two guys don't like dick in the face, and I'm okay with my sexuality, but I don't like dick in the face either. But
that is a really cool bottle.
They like it, they just don't want to admit it.
It's just too tall.
Whatever.
Too much girth.
I get you.
Too much girth.
All right.
Too much girth.
It doesn't fit
my camera. All right.
It was
I'm
nice
sure
knowing
this
you.
bottle will make a return soon. I hope once these guys get in touch with themselves.
You know, it would be interesting it'd be interesting to find the history actually on that bottle itself.
Yeah.
And
where's that other empty bottle?
Figure out what its origins are.
I don't know. There's a ton of empty bottles around here. That's an open question.
Right now, the origins seem to be in your face. So
it was.
I'm going to do this bottle, kids,
in honor of our tasting a couple weeks ago.
Okay, empty, as you see. All right, I don't want to hear these guys cry anymore, whining like a bunch of bitches. Okay.
All the other.
Are you all cool with this?
Canters. Yeah.
Is there something else that?
Yeah, we can have a drink of that right there.
Of what? This?
Old Ezra?
Yeah.
That's still got alcohol.
Don't be taking.
I know.
Here,
we got to do that with RJ one day. Welcome. This is a Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts. I'm Joe Clark.
Big G.
And I'm Elmer Santilli.
And I'm Karen Helen Keller.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you view us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. If you want to be a guest on our show, contact us. And only thing we suggest, and one of our rules is to bring a bottle of your favorite whiskey or whiskeys, preferably unopened. If it's something rare that you can't readily get at your local store or your, whatever liquor supplier, whatever have you. I don't know why I can't get this.
Steal
I can't get it through my head. State Liquor Agency. We understand if it's like a George T. Stagg or something like that. On tonight's show, we are featuring Larceny, a wheated bourbon. It's a very good drink. I haven't actually had this in a while. I don't think any of us have tasted this in a while. And
I don't know that I've ever had
one
this.
of our favorite ingredients is the Old Fitzgerald, which is probably where our bottled and bond stuff is going, along with other Heaven Hill products. And there's no guest tonight. It's just us. We're our own guests. I guess the table can be our guest again.
I love you guys and Karen.
No touching.
Don't pull me into this.
You want me to pull out that Dickel
Hey, since I have you here in my personal space.
Dickel bottle? What?
No. So
we already went over the Dickel bottle. We've covered enough of that tonight for about 20 minutes. Anyway, let's get into cigars. Karen, what you got?
I got a Java today. Greg went to our sponsor there, Royal Havana Cigars tonight, and said, hey, pick me up some cigars. Right. So he got me a Java, just a regular Java latte cigar, light wrapper, really good. And it was interesting before the show when I was puffing on this, I tried some of the, what were we drinking?
Sexton?
No, before that, after that.
Early Times.
Early Times. And last week I had a really hard time trying to get some smell out of that Early Times, but I was smoking the cigar, and I took a sniff of the Early Times. I'm like, wow, that smells good. I really got the vanilla out of the Early Times with that cigar.
Did you really?
Vanilla.
I did.
Wow. I still get like nothing but alcohol on the nose on that one.
Really? Yeah. So it's amazing. Cigars and bourbon, you always hear go together, and really did. It really brought out something different in the Early Times. So it was interesting.
Wow, Karen, that was a very nice introduction on your cigar.
Shut up, and you're making fun of my voice.
No, I'm not. Karen. I'm actually smoking a Karen cigar. I kid you not. It's called the K. It's a Maduro by Nicaragua.
That was the event tonight, right?
Greg got me this from the event tonight. It says Passion, Loyalty, Courage, Karen. I don't know if he's trying to drop you hints or something.
Maybe.
But it's a delicious cigar.
Passion,
I love
loyalty
and courage.
Oh, wow.
Basically the embodiment of Karen. So this, you should be smoking this, not me.
I knew it.
That's a Habano Nicaraguan cigar, box press Maduro cigar.
I like the wrapper.
So I'm also, we just came from the cigar at Royal Havana, 38448 Lakeshore Boulevard. So Lakeshore Boulevard and Lost Nation Road.
What was the event about?
It was a cigar event, but we're embarrassed to say that the person putting on the event was held up 4 hours at the airport.
Oh, no.
Because she was bringing tobacco instead of shipping it. She took it on the plane.
Oops.
And so we could not stay for the full event, but they were kind enough to give us some cigars today. I'm smoking a Don Kiki, which is a Nicaraguan cigar. It's a Maduro 660 size. It's a heavy cigar, but a very smooth cigar at the same time.
Yeah, it looks very dark.
It does. That's what your Maduro is, your darkest tobacco.
They should call it the Don King, because you're the king, Greg.
Yeah, do your hair like that, would you?
Yeah. I'm gonna mess
Next
with
week.
I'm gonna do my hair next
So,
week. I am.
A dark versus a lighter cigar, is it based on the type of tobacco being used?
Yeah, the different types of tobacco and the wrapper as well. So
Okay.
so it's you have your different Nicaraguan blends and a full Maduro wrapper, which is the last thing they put on the cigar. So
When it's a wrapper, that's obviously a part of the leaf?
that
Tobacco
is,
leaf
it is,
still?
yeah. So it is. It is a leaf that they wrap the cigar in. So.
Okay, cool.
So Dave Somrock, owner of the Royal Havana Cigar. It's the holiday times, kids. So if any of your husbands or wives that like cigars, they do gift cards. They do ashtrays, lighters, all kinds of different boutique items over there. Fuel for jet lighters and different things like that. And Dave is always, as I say, always takes care of us on our cigars and all of our supplies as well. So if you get a chance, reach out to him. And I still extend this. If you go in there and see Dave and tell him that you heard us on the Whiskey Roundtable, you will get a discount on your first purchase. So holiday times, people are saving money. Go check them out.
Great environment there,
Yeah,
great
it is.
crowd.
It is.
And he's a
You'll
good dude.
stop in for a minute,
Yeah,
you'll
he's
end
a
up
great
staying for
there's,
hours.
There's no buying and walking out of there. Once you get there, you're there for an hour. So
Absolutely.
it's cool stuff. So
Albert, I noticed you did it. I don't know if I've asked this in the past. I probably have. You prefer the straight cut?
I do. I prefer a V cut. It just depends on
What
the
you're
cigar, but
yeah, because not all cigars you can V cut. Just FYI. If they're a Toro or something where they have the point on them, you can't V cut them.
this is a box
press.
press. It's hit or
Box
miss.
press. I'd rather have a straight cut than a V cut on a box press.
Does
Really?
box press smoke differently than a round?
It does.
Why?
It's all compact.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's super compact.
Sure.
So I'm guessing the straight cut maybe draws more air.
It will draw more air,
It's so
correct.
compact.
You know what? In the last episode, Rob DeGazio actually said something about breathing through the cigar periodically, which is not something we mentioned before.
Back breathing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you get
I
it
do that
going.
in my pipe sometimes.
There you go.
Yep.
So and that's
Uh-huh.
good because you can clear out the cigar, so to say.
Yeah.
I don't do that because I like the powerfulness of a Maduro cigar.
Yeah, but if
I
you're
could
trying to
smoke a
even out
Maduro
that
cigar for breakfast, and a lot of times I do.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
I
Cigar
can verify that. He's been at my house really early in the morning, and it's like 7:30, and the dude rolls up and has a huge fucking Maduro in his mouth
That's how it is, man. That's
with
what I
Jimbo
like.
in the passenger seat.
With Jimbo in the passenger seat. So what I like to do, not to change the subject, Jimbo is our official mascot.
He's an English
And
bulldog.
He's an English bulldog. He is my guy. We will do some pictures eventually with him on our website, but one of these days I'm going to bring his big little ass down here, and we're going to put him on the camera.
I've
So,
seen it.
We're gonna have to put that up.
he's a good cat. It's my boy.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's a
Me
good
and him
dog.
are joined. Me
He's
and
a
him
good
are
dog.
joined at the hip. That dog, I don't care what he does, it's justifiable. So
And he does look like you, too.
he does.
I
He
will
looks
add.
between me and my mother. He looks just like us. He really does. So anyway, what else you got, Joe? Is there any news today?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I got plenty of news.
All right. We'll
No
do that.
announcements, you already said.
So-
Yeah, no real announcements going on this week. I guess it's kind of tied in with the news and stuff. I did as I'll review later, some new stuff that's out on the market that we might be interested to.
Okay.
I mean, this is a pretty chill show. I'm still in that guest mode.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like it because this is
I do
us.
too. I
This
do
is raw,
too. No.
It's just us, so this is cool.
No,
So-
this is cool
so-
too. I
Nice
enjoy the
break.
guest mode, but sometimes I enjoy just this too. But I don't know why, but I'm just still in the guest mode. I'm
Sure,
expecting
and,
to
you know,
interview.
and I mean,
I
that's-
keep looking right to interview
That's
somebody.
that's one of the reasons we started this was that having guests on our show was
Yeah.
really what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to interview. We want it to be an interview show. So, and that's good. I'm going to change the subject a little bit. So today
Roll out. Yep.
we had we picked up a bottle of Maker's Mark 46.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and I was very pleased, and I think it will make you very pleased because we have the same palate.
I like 46. I've
Okay,
had it.
sorry.
Yep.
Me too, but
Yep.
this is for. I only had the 46 once,
Yep.
and it was
I had
kind
a
of
lizard
in a
Yep.
quick environment.
Yeah.
But
Is it open?
no, we bought
Oh.
it brand new.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I didn't know if you opened it today.
You know, well, yeah, we bought it today and opened it today, and I almost it's gone. I almost changed the show today from the Larceny to the Maker's Mark 46, but
That'd have
it's
been
very
justifiable.
reasonably priced, and it's very good. I actually had a chance to sit down today and kick back with a couple smokes and taste it, and everybody that did taste it that was with us, apparently they all liked it too because there was nothing left, but it was very, very good.
Do we have any? I thought we
I
did.
have Makers. I do have
Not
Makers.
here, but I thought we had. Do we have the Bernheim?
I don't remember.
Benheim. It's a wheated bourbon, Heaven Hill, because that's a Heaven Hill.
Right.
So
Zibamenheimer.
I thought we had it. I guess not.
Hennen. Volkswagen.
Since this will be a shorter show, I was thinking about even pulling another weeded and just doing a comparison at the end or something. Because when we have guests, we always do the second bottle.
Right.
And even though we're not featuring that second bottle all the time, we can always feature it on another show and really get into it. But it's interesting, I think, to do. Weller's a weeded bourbon too, because it's like that's like a competitor.
All your patents.
It is Weller's
You know.
weeded is
Yeah.
excellent. I like that 90 proof.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll get to
Yeah.
it later, but
That's
ours-
a 93 proof.
92.
Larceny.
92.
92.
Okay.
And I'll actually get to this a little bit later, but Larceny comes from Old Fitz.
Well, that's what he just said. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what he
Well,
said.
Heaven Hill. So
Yeah, Heaven Hill.
Yep, it's my favorite. That is probably one of my favorite bottled in bonds. Is the Old Fitz 6-year actually, because
Now, if they can turn this into
so
a
good.
bottled and bond, I would probably drink it all the time. So,
they did.
it's good like it is.
well, I mean, since they pulled it from the shelf, they bring it back and they
oh, fuck
bottled
yeah.
and bond series.
Oh, we're gonna get some
Okay.
from Robert DiGazio.
Okay, all right.
Because
Yeah.
he was going to
Oh,
buy 2 cases
That's right,
of
he
it.
was. Gonna
Yeah.
Oh.
He'd send us back a
Missed
case.
that.
Yeah.
I miss that.
So if we get a whole
Yeah, that
case of it, maybe we'll offer a couple bottles up to the group.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And that group is the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op, which
Cleveland
we're
Bourbon
featuring
Co-op.
their glasses here.
Amen. Cleveland Bourbon Co-op glasses. Hank and Carl have always been very, very gracious to us, and it's a great club. And I highly recommend anybody that's listening to the show that is from Cleveland or has some kind of attachment to Cleveland, maybe a relative or something, join the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op. It's amazing the different things that come our way just from being members. And Hank and Carl are gracious, and they always take care of us, and so does the Bourbon Co-op, so to say, with the all the members. You know, they
Oh, yeah.
are always good about reaching out and saying, hey, we got extra of this, extra of that, are you guys interested? And what they do normally is whatever the cost is in $5, obviously for traveling or this or that. But at the end of the day, the stuff that they get, most of the time you can't get in Ohio.
Right.
And for the extra $5, it's well worth it. It's
Beats
well
driving.
Worth it. It beats driving. I hear you.
Yeah.
So check them out, man. You know they have a whole site. You know, look them up, check them out. So
Dude, Hank and Carl have been good to us.
Hank and Carl are great.
Extremely
Robert
good.
DiGazio,
Yeah.
excellent guest from last week. So Rob, if you're watching
John.
this,
That's some
as
great
well.
guests. Yeah.
I'm gonna. And speaking
And
of
Michael-
driving,
Michael
I'm gonna
Brokamp?
fly out
Is
to
that his
San
last
Diego
name?
next week. So, you know.
You are?
Yeah, I fly not
Michael
drive.
Brokamp. When are you going?
No.
Land safely down in San Diego.
When are you going?
At the end of the week in San Diego, dude. Yeah, but
Dear Lord.
You won't be here next week?
no, like late January.
Oh,
So,
okay. I thought you said next week. Okay.
Maybe
All right.
I can bring back some of those bottles for you. I don't know what he was coordinating, but I
We might have to talk to you about a few things.
Yeah. Well,
But anyways,
he can we can only get so much. So.
So we had
I'd be happy
Robert,
with the bottle.
and I was
We had
talking about
John.
Michael Brokamp. We actually had one of our first. Those guys on our shows we've been releasing YouTube actually weren't our first guest. We had our first guest was actually
Friend Alberts.
Friend Alberts, Michael
Musician.
Brokamp, which I'm going to eventually, when I get time, it takes a lot to edit this stuff and cut it up. And I have an episode that's really good with him. He just kind of spot came down here and.
It was on a fluke. I mean, it was a complete
it's
fluke.
funny too because it wasn't this table. We were using only the
We just had the
barrel.
barrel.
We just had the barrel.
And we were
So we had
cramming
all
this
this on the
shit
barrel
it.
top.
We're like, oh, this is our table. It was ridiculous, but it was fun.
Mike's probably
you know?
looking like, really? That's your
Yeah.
whiskey round table?
Right, yeah.
But
Oh,
hey,
good
it's
job, guys.
It's a
Real
Buffalo
creative.
Trace Blanton's barrel. It doesn't get any better than that.
Right.
So.
Dude, we gotta release that footage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Brokamp's just a natural entertainer. He's a fellow pianist. And
Yeah, he needs to come
stick
come
a
by and do
camera
it on
him
this
and let him
table.
go, dude.
I'm
do it on this
thinking.
table.
I'm thinking Christmas and New Year's. I'm thinking we should do Michael Brokamp's interview, and I think we should do the Moonshine Buffalo Trace.
That was a good one too.
Let's do both of those.
Yeah.
I know we're going to take a break between,
Sure,
through Christmas
yeah.
and New Year's,
Right.
and I think those would be two great shows to edit and put out there for the guests. I think they'd enjoy them.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's just my personal opinion.
It's like
Yeah.
a white dog, right?
White Dog,
Buffalo
White
Trace.
Dog.
dude,
Yeah.
that's so
Thanks to Sidecar.
They're so good.
Sidecar.
white.
So
light.
good. All right, so tonight we're featuring Larceny. If you want to give it a good camera shot there, Greg.
I will.
I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with this one. Just kind of hold it steady. And right there, 92 proof, all loud and proud.
Hail to the thief.
Now, Greg, if you can, it will tie into the history that I do later. If you can show them the keyhole, and if you look through the keyhole, there's an actual key in the back of the bottle.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you got
So-
it. Yep.
Just keep that in mind when we're talking later.
All right, so we're going to kind of take a little break here, and I'm going to mention the Royal Havana Cigars right here, the sign back here. They supply us with all the cigars, smoking stuff, ashtrays, cutters. Then we got Premier Automotive, and we also have the North Coast Jazz Ensemble. Said that right?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
North
you
Coast
did.
Jazz Ensemble.
Yep.
We're based out of Sugar Falls. I give private lessons. I'll come to your house. So if your son or daughter is looking to improve their sight reading skills or musicianship, I'm a great contact to look up. It's called the North Coast Jazz Ensemble, and that's it.
And also, which I forgot to say in the intro, shout out to the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
I'm having
Thank you,
their
guys.
getting ready to do their logo.
Yeah, we gotta get it up there on the
they give us
wall.
the rights to do that. I will have that up and ready. I know we're going to take a couple weeks off. Hopefully everything will be done and it'll be posted on the wall there for everybody to see when we're doing our show. So, and I appreciate Carl and Hank again. I appreciate you guys. We got to hook up. We talk about getting hooked up, so let's hook up and do what we do best:
Yeah.
cigars and bourbon. So,
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully soon here do probably after the holidays. It's looking like at this point because everybody's busy.
yeah, we want to
We're gonna
do
do the big show.
We're going to do the big show.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have to reach out to Old Forster, and I got to get Hank and Carl's schedule as well because we need everybody here to make the show. So anyway, so let's take a break.
It's like Bob. I don't know if you guys ever watch Bob's Burgers.
Oh,
I
I love
do
that
not.
show. I love it.
You know, like the sign in the front. It's like grand opening, grand reopening, grand reopening, grand reopening. That'll be kind of like this, and we're gonna fade out right now. Greg's gonna start pouring out the drinks, and we'll cut back to you.
All right. See you soon.
Welcome back, Whiskey Roundtable. Greg's poured out our Larceny here, and during the break we kind of had a unexpected guest show up. Greg, you want to jump into that?
I do. So during break, I had a knock on the door, and a friend of mine was in the neighborhood and decided he wanted to stop by and see what I was doing, and he didn't realize we were doing the radio show, and he's like, "Oh, I got to see this." So this is a very good friend of mine. We work together, and his name is John Kick, and
Short bus.
Short Bus, as we call him. Everybody's got a nickname. My name's King, by the way.
Don King.
So anyway, John, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you stopped by.
Absolutely.
So John is primarily a beer drinker, but he does like his bourbon. He's a big Buffalo Trace fan. Have you ever had Larceny before?
No, I have not.
You said that you had Old Fitzgerald.
Old Fitzgerald.
Okay, so it's same company. The Old Fitz, they have a bottled and bond, they have a regular, but this is a product of theirs as well. So, we poured you a glass, so we're gonna take some notes on it. So, let's get a smell, kids. I'm gonna pull up my.
Did you want to do like interview?
It smells really good. It's like
We will.
A field of lavender. No lavender.
I like that.
Is this the right one? Because I have a couple over here. That's what you're getting.
Yep.
So the notes are bright new copper, fresh bread and toffee, with a note of butterscotch.
On the nose. That's
On
what
the
they're
nose.
saying.
That's what I get too. Are you making fun of me?
No, my palate's
Repeat those notes again.
Bright new copper. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Bright
I know
new copper nose.
No. I apologize. The color. I
I
apologize.
was going to say.
My
I'm
bad.
Sure that
my
isn't
bad,
like...
kids.
Could you say that again?
I'm wasn't expecting John to be here today, so it's got us a little razzled over.
Fuck y'all up.
So bright new copper is obviously the color, which you do see there.
It's a nice color.
Fresh bread, which is interesting. Toffee and butterscotch. So that's our nose today.
That smells good.
I don't get an alcohol burn. It's got a very, very
You
good.
kind of do get a little butterscotchy.
I do.
I
get
definitely get the
Yeah.
butterscotch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're gonna let this breathe for a little bit. So John, how'd you get into bourbons? I know it's not your primary, but I know you're a Buffalo Trace guy.
No, you turned me on to Buffalo Trace.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I was. Where were we?
Oh, we were at a gun show.
Surprise,
Oh
surprise.
boy!
John,
I forgot gun show. Yeah.
Controversy.
John has all his.
Boom.
John builds guns. He's a huge gun guy. He's got all his seals and stamps and
Oh yeah.
through the federal. So
I got mine from the Berea gun show.
yeah, he knows he knows Frank and Karen from
Yeah.
Weapons Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows Frank and Karen, who are very, very good friends of mine. I actually consider them cousins. And when you met them for the first time, we didn't see you for a couple hours. But anyway, we're at the Schnitzel House. We actually went to
The Schnitzel House that night. Yeah.
Our friend Goran DeGeorgian
Great food.
is a very good friend of ours as well. So.
A lot of stories start with. We were at the Schnitzel House.
We're at the Schnitzel. When you hear we're at the Schnitzel's house, pull up your pants because it's about to get stupid. So.
What the heck was I doing? What was I doing? I was doing that. What do they call the equivalent of equivalent to the moonshine?
Oh, the
Slivovitz.
Yeah. We're going to do a show. Goran's going to come over. We're going to do a show on
Schlivo.
He called me today. He's like, Gleggy, you still have your radio show? I said, yes, sir, I do. He's like, come on. You know I have to come there and cook, and we do a big show. It'd be a big party. I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's do it. So I told him it'd be after the holidays. So
Put your seatbelt on for that one.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. No shit.
Then we started. I was doing Slivovitz and then Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
brought Buffalo Trace there quite a few times.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's where I started on that, and then I started hitting all kinds of bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's
What,
almost
so your
shot
favorite
for beers.
Buffalo Trace? What do you? What other bourbons? If you can pull any off the top of your
Makers.
head?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I like makers.
I
We
do
were
Makers.
just
You
talking
like
about
Jim
making
Beam? I know you like
Oh,
Jim Beam.
okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I like
46, yeah.
Budweiser and then taking a sip of Makers and it tastes like cotton candy to me. It's delicious. I love Makers, Mark.
I'm gonna have to try that because I do like beer for
Yeah.
shot, 1 for 1. That's the way I go, and I don't shoot them. I sip them.
No, you sip 'em.
I don't like. I don't
I
like shooting.
don't like giving the
anything.
bartender, a hard time. Budweiser, Makers, you can't go wrong.
We had you mentioned Makers 46, so we were at I was at at Royal Havana Cigars, Dave Somrock, 3448 Lakeshore Boulevard. Go check him out. He's one of our sponsors. But we had a cigar event there today, and we went there. Me and Albert, we left and we went out there and hung out. Well, we picked up a bottle of Makers 46, which I want to do on the show. And I had Makers once in a hurry, 46. And I remember it being good, but I was like, man, I'd really like to, like, if I ever get the chance or remember, you know, blah, 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 you do, you know. And so Albert, we stopped at a Capital Beverage in Kirtland on our way to Royal Havana.
Little hidden gem.
Yeah, you know what?
306.
Anybody in the area in Geauga County or the outskirts of Geauga County, Lake County, go to Capital. Tell them the Whiskey Roundtable sent you. They have a great selection of scotches and bourbons and whiskeys. It's fantastic. So Albert said,
Dude, before we got there, we stopped into Burger King real quick and went through a drive-through, and we'll roll up to the window, and you know, one of the workers had this like rainbow colored, you know, for uniform on, but it was still Burger King's uniform, and then there were stripes as in rainbow colors to go with the hat too, and she goes back, comes back to Greg, and Greg looks at her name tag and it says Rainbow.
Rainbow. There was this other girl. The girl she had the hair and everything else. And one of her co-workers had the tag that said Rainbow. So, me being me.
Oh dear. Here we go.
I said, I'm sure there's no pot of gold there. So I'll just leave it at that. So Albert about rolled out of the truck, you know, but
I almost said something to Greg and we just looked at each other and that was it. We drove away.
But it was Albert's idea to get the Makers 46, and we did. And we went to the cigar lounge, and it was very good. We actually had a chance to sit down, smoke a few cigars, spoke with Dave, and enjoy some Makers 46. It's a great product. I can't wait to do it on the show.
Just got a bottle myself for my birthday.
Oh,
my
that's right.
Best friend just got me a big old bottle.
That's right. It was your birthday this week?
Yeah. I'm not a huge regular bottom shelf Makers fan. I don't know why, it's just never really sat well with me.
I started on the regular Makers.
Yeah. I like Makers out of the gate. They're the first bottle.
I like it all.
The first, when they, you know, I remember being at a cigar event downtown Cleveland at the Athletic Club. And they brought Makers there do you remember that? We used to go every year for years.
Yeah.
And now it's no longer. But it's like $150 a ticket. You got like 20 cigars. There's all these cigar vendors there. And then they had wine and bourbon people there. That's the first time I had Maker's Mark, and that's been some years ago.
I was going to say, it was about 10 years ago.
I'd say before Naomi went to college, long before she graduated.
That's another weeded bourbon also.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to weeded bourbons, and I was like, oh man, I don't like weeded bourbon, you know, because that Maker's Mark was my first one I ever had. And I was like, oh, I'm not into weeded, because I'm thinking, oh, you kind of like categorize it, oh, it's all going to taste like that. I'm not into it. But then I've had upper levels of Maker's Mark and other weeded bourbons like the Wellers and the Old Fitzes and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like weeded bourbons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember I don't remember the 46, but I remember it being good. You know, like you have certain drinks like, I remember that being good. I don't remember what it tastes like you said.
Right.
You have to revisit some of the stuff that you like.
You do.
Yeah.
So it's good. So listen, not to get off topic.
Karen got some history?
Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Go ahead. I
have some
apologize.
history on here.
Get some noses on it while she's doing the history.
Yeah, we did. I already was checking out the legs on it.
So
very consistent.
Sorry, honey.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what I have, I think we had mentioned earlier in the show that Larceny has ties back to the old Fitzgerald brand, and it was actually John E. Fitzgerald who built the distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky back in 1870.
Wow.
No, you're good. You're good. Old Fitzgerald, it was first registered in the 1880s by S.B. Herbst. Hope I'm saying that correctly. He actually sold off the distillery to Julian P. Van Winkle, who a lot of people may know as Pappy.
Pappy, sure.
And he bought it for a whopping $10,000. Can you imagine?
Wow.
We could only do that today.
What was that?
That's probably way back.
The date on it?
Back in the 1880s.
Oh, $10,000 back then was
it was $1 million today.
Shitload. Yeah.
Right.
You were the man rolling out. I mean, what did the house cost? $100? You know what I mean?
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, no,
I've been to Albert's house. It's like $150. But anyway, go ahead.
Dollars? Just kidding.
That's a lot of money to me.
So John E. Fitzgerald, just giving some background, he was a bonded treasury agent. And back at the time, they were the only people that were legally allowed to carry the keys to the rick houses. For those of you that don't know what rick houses are, they were actually used for storing the barrels of aged whiskey.
It's funny you brought that up because the Larceny has the key, which we
That's
showed
where I'm
earlier.
going. Yeah, that's
And,
exactly
and
where
again,
I'm
if you
going.
look through the keyhole, you'll see
The
Another key.
back
key.
there.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah. So
So, as a bonded treasury agent and as a lover of fine bourbons, he would take those keys and go in there and pick the best barrels that he could find, and that's how he started Old Fitzgerald.
Thief.
awesome.
So, it's funny because larceny, if you look it up, it's the unlawful taking of another person's property. So it kind of all ties together. Pretty interesting that
So he bought him stolen.
he. Well,
Stolen.
If you have-
I have
Stolen.
a
All
good.
I
if you
love the
have
guy.
the keys, is it really stolen? That's what I want to know.
No, that's true. That's true. Possession, that tells a lot.
Exactly. So yeah, he took those keys and he started the Old Fitzgerald Distillery. So when Pappy bought out the Old Fitzgerald, he made the Old Fitzgerald name as actually a tribute to John E. Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty interesting. So I think we had talked about Larceny as a 92 proof.
Correct.
Bourbon, and it's aged in barrels that are between 6 and 12 years old.
Nice.
Oh, wow, no kidding. Okay.
That's real nice.
Yeah, and we talked about, because he was the keeper of the keys, when you look through the keyhole on the label through the back of the bottle, you actually see the keys. So that's a tribute to John E. Fitzgerald.
Beautiful.
It's won a couple of awards. It won a double gold at the 2014 World Spirits Competition in San Francisco.
Actually showed the tag that I
It's-
posted on the.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's on there. And it's named one of the top 20 spirits in the world by the Spirit Journal.
The thing about Larceny, not only is it good, because I've had it several, we all have had it several
Oh, yeah.
times, except for John, no disrespect.
Except for me.
And you too, Karen, I apologize.
Yeah, we used to
But
drink the shit out of that.
it's the price, it's under $30. You won't never go wrong with it. And anybody that even isn't a big bourbon drinker and wants to try it, or they want to buy something that's good that isn't $50 or $40, or $50, $60 for less than $30, nobody will ever be disappointed in that. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
good.
It's a good.
Got a
it's
nice
good
cork
thing.
top to it.
It does have a
That's
nice cork.
So Joe, let me ask you a question. So when we were talking earlier, you mentioned Heaven Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize that Old Fitzgerald and Heaven Hill were tied together.
Yeah.
So they both come from that same distillery. That's, okay.
Yeah.
And we've had the Heaven Hill bottled and bond, which we all love.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
And I have a feeling that's where the majority of those products are going into stuff like this. Then, plus, who knows, but that's where I'm guessing. The Old Fitz bottle and bond that's disappeared, the 6-year, that's probably all going to mass production.
By that, you mean they're sourced? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Sourced whiskey? Oh.
No. Heaven Hill makes umpteen amount of different brands
Yeah,
of
they
whiskey.
do.
They distill a lot of their different whiskeys, and they just have different names for them, different products. Like, some of my favorite Heaven Hill products are actually very cheap. Heaven Hill 6-year bottled and bond. We have a few of those left, and then we also have a couple of the Old Fitz, the original 6-year bottled and bond, which is fantastic drink. And we sip that very sparingly,
Yep.
and it's always really good because you just can't. Nobody has it anymore.
Correct.
And if they do, they want ridiculous money for it. I'm not going to
Right,
pay
right.
that. But we also have 11-year bottled and bond, where a lot of the Old Fitz 6-year products probably were taken away to start producing these. They have 11, 9, and 14-year versions of that now.
We do.
So, yeah, I mean, Heaven Hill is just kind of, I think it's part of the bourbon craze, and a lot of the products that we love that are cheaper are disappearing off the market, and they're going to other products
Sorry.
that are now more expensive, like the 101 is now
Right.
the 117, and whatever. We discussed that last show. I think we should, let's take a taste of this.
Let's take it. Let's get it.
Let's see what you think.
Do a
We're
little
gonna-
sip of it.
We're going to take a taste. We're going to start with you. See what you think about it. All right, let's take a taste. I haven't had this while. It's good.
All right, so the taste,
Got some heat.
we're talking buttery caramel and honey notes.
It does have some heat.
It does
That's
have
got
heat.
heat.
Yeah, it's
But
got heat to it.
It goes
absolutely.
away though.
So what do you think?
It's, yeah, I like it. It's that the little bit of heat that was there is gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is gone, and the finish
Smooth.
they say is long, gently sweet and savory, and I do taste the sweetness
Sweet.
in it.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. It's sweet as heck.
It's
So,
honey.
There's
for
definitely
sure.
honey in
You
it.
get a lot of honey.
I do taste a little bit of the caramel.
That's the butterscotch. Didn't you say something about
Well, that was for the notes, the smell, for the notes.
I get a
I
lot of
taste
honey
that
on the
too.
tongue. Yeah. I get a lot of honey on that.
It's good.
It's
I
hot
definitely got
first
the
and then
caramel.
real.
Did you?
It's
I
a
got
quick
caramel.
heat.
Yeah, I
You know what I
got
mean?
caramel.
Right on the front.
Right. It goes away.
Karen, what do you
It goes
think?
away almost instantly, I think.
Yay, nay? Something you drink or no?
You know what? It is. The first sip of it, it was hot right away. But it goes away really quickly.
Yeah, it dissipates.
And then it's a sweet, like you said, John. It's caramel.
Yeah, I got the caramel.
But I do get the butterscotch in there too when I
Okay.
taste it as well.
Yeah, sure.
Second sip, the heat's not as much,
No.
and it's more the sweet flavor. I like it.
So I agree. We're gonna hit it again, but we're not gonna hit it right at the moment. But I do taste those notes. The honey in there, the caramel. The just like on the taste buds, that you get the sweetness to it. It's good. I like it. I've always liked Larceny. I've actually turned a couple guys on that I work with, that we work with as well.
I always taste our
Larceny.
old fits in there.
You do taste the old fits in there. You're exactly right about that. I
Always.
agree with that.
And the first time I had it,
I agree with
when
that.
we were I'm like, that is definitely
You
there.
did.
That's old
Yeah, you
fits.
did. I
You know? Yeah.
I do like that. That is really good.
Okay.
It's good.
Albert,
That's
what
the
you
first
got?
time I ever had it. I like it.
When we're done with this,
My palate's off tonight.
we're gonna. I think when we're done with the tasting of this, we're gonna extend the show a little bit. I want. John's a huge Buffalo Trace guy, but he's never had the single barrel.
Yeah,
so
no, that's fine. Yeah.
We're gonna hit this again, and then we'll break for another intermission, and we're gonna come back with the Buffalo Trace single barrel. Even though we've already done, that was our first show, was the Buffalo Trace and single barrel. But John is our special guest today. He's a big Buffalo Trace guy. He's never had that, so we want to make sure that.
Okay.
He's
That'll be our
tried.
second, that'll be our
Absolutely.
second offering. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
All right,
cool.
let's hit it again, kids. Let's hit it again.
Then we'll
Oh,
get
I already
Albert.
did. I already did.
Oh, cheater.
Oh, you
Dude, I can't wait. You
cheated.
talk
Listen,
too much.
That's what happens with the short
Blah, blah,
bus.
blah, blah,
Short
blah,
buses
blah.
don't listen. Did you just ride
That's
it?
why we're next to each other.
Did you just ride that bus?
So what do you
Karen's
think,
the
Albert?
driver of the bus, apparently. Good.
Let's get you on this, Albert. What do you got?
Tastes like whiskey.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
I'm getting some oak out of it.
Okay.
It's got a brown coloration to it. I don't know what's it really to go into it. I've been smoking a lot of cigars today.
Yeah, we have.
Quit ruining your palates, guys.
It does
Yeah.
go down. It does warm me up. It's great for this time of year here in Ohio.
You
It's
do
nice
get it in
wintertime,
the
so
chest.
this is
coming
Look,
down.
I got a little bit
But
right
I
here.
like that. I like that. It
Me
warms
too.
me up.
Yeah.
But it's
That's where I'm at. I
You
wish I
want to
could
clean
say
your
more.
palate a little bit?
doesn't stay long enough.
You want to clean your palate a little bit? Take a swig of that soda water. Swish it around.
I may even throw a drop or two of water in mine just to see what happens.
That's a good idea.
I don't have AIDS or anything. You want to
Yeah, you took Tylenol for that, didn't you?
something like
Yeah,
that?
I don't know, something like that, but that's all right.
Drink rubbing alcohol.
No, it's just
whatever.
baby aspirin.
Baby
Chewable.
aspirin, yeah.
No drop.
Now that water and put it on the rocks, that changes
like a
everything.
It does. When you put it on the ice, it's
It-
a lot, just like Scotch and water back in the day. You remember when
Right.
our dads grew up? That's what they drank.
My
Scotch and
grandmother,
water.
9 o'clock
Oh,
in the
yeah.
morning,
Oh, yeah.
scotch and water, man.
You know,
My
we should
grand.
get to.
What's that?
We should get a little thing.
A dropper?
A
Eyedropper?
dropper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had it last week.
Yeah,
I'll bring it
yeah.
down. Next show
Yeah,
we'll bring
yeah.
it down.
All right, so hit it again, Albert. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna hit it again, and I'll give my opinion on it.
You put water in yours? I didn't even see.
No.
It's weird. I'm getting like a caramel buttery thing happening.
Well, that's
Okay.
There you go.
All right, cool.
That's it.
There you go.
That's all I got.
Sometimes, we don't discriminate. Some people like to add a little water and to bring out a little more flavor, and sometimes it does. I like to drink all my stuff neat, but sometimes when you're trying to figure something out, and it is worth it sometimes to put a few drops of water in and open it up to find that one thing that you're trying to figure out, and it does work. And sometimes somebody saying the word, you're like, what is it? And like the one day he's like, oh, they say green apples, and I'm like, that's it. You know, that's what I'm trying to, and it just triggers in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Just like 2 weeks ago when John was here, and he brought from Sonoma that bottle, and as soon as I smelled it and tasted it, I just said, and I didn't even know, I don't know what the notes were.
God,
but I said it was. I got that instant corn out of it, but it wasn't like corn, like you normally would experience. It was like the husk and the silk.
The sweet
smell.
corn.
The smell. That's what I smelled. I smelled a corn product in it. And
I got a lot of it was weird. It's like on the nose, I got a lot of earthy tones, and when he said that, it was like kind of, I don't know, like corny, but I think the earthy tones I was getting was like, it was almost like I got a lot of even like grass, fresh cut grass kind of smell out of it.
Sure.
It's really
outdoorsy.
That is very outdoors, super complex bourbon. This guy brought whiskey, I should say, not bourbon. And it's a weeder too, but it's cask strength, really small craft distillery. My friend John is if you ever see the previous episode, he moved to California. He was an actor and stuff, and he has a farm on the side of a mountain. And
organic farm.
Very hippie-ish, cool dude.
Great guy.
I was going to say,
he's a distiller, brewer. He was involved in the Jameson Castmates project.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
He was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
A lot out in L.A.
American Wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
But one time I drank a whole bottle of this stuff, and I got real earthy. I started painting, like, smearing war paint on my face, and then I was wearing nothing but a grass skirt, and I was rolling.
Nice.
Oh, please.
And you look good in there, and your heels match.
The heels are fantastic.
He fell asleep in the backyard. That's what he's talking
we painted his nails. But
So
anyway,
I'm getting,
that was the after party. He woke up and was like, man, this matches my eyes.
Look at this.
to me, I'm getting on this one, guys. I'm getting a lot. To me, I get a lot of honey out of this. A lot of honey, kind of toffee.
I get a lot of caramel.
Yeah.
I got the caramel.
I do taste the honey.
I do get a
it's not
little caramel.
overpowering,
I'm really getting a lot of honey out of this one, big time. So yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm not ever gonna say no to a Heaven Hill Old Fitz-esque bottle, and this Larceny is it's really good, man. It's I'm never gonna say no to this. It's very, very good. It's very sweet for a bourbon. It's really, really
warming.
sweet. I think
It's
a lot
warming.
of weeded bourbons, you get a lot of sweetness out of that. Greg, what do you think?
I agree with you 100%. Me and you always have unbelievable similar palates.
Yeah.
And we do. You might have something that you note in it that I don't note in it, but we're very, most of the time, you might find 3 things in there that you do, and 2 of those things I agree with.
I think we bring out
See this?
flavors when we discuss that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, there's that, or oh yeah, there's that. And that's
with me.
it's crazy how I started with whiskey first, and then kind of brought you into it, and now we click so well, and it's great. It's hard to find that, I don't know, like whiskey soulmate kind of thing.
I just want to get off topic.
Would you guys like us to leave you alone for a minute? Is that what you're going
Yeah,
for?
why do they have the same taste?
We'll hug later.
Yeah, John, why do they have the same taste?
All right, so
I don't know.
Since we're talking all that,
All right, they kiss a lot.
he sounds like a jealous coworker.
I am.
So,
Shoot, I'm sorry, I'm making
so
all this noise.
I have to bring this up. So, you all saw the pre-tasting of the show, and you all saw the open mic part of the show. And if you notice, the Dickel bottle is back. I had to make an executive decision, and these guys, we arm wrestled, and they lost during intermission, which you guys didn't see. And so my Dickel bottle's back. So screw you guys. So that's how it's going to be.
So is it where's it positioned?
Fuck.
Well, it was supposed to be positioned so the shaft would be in John's face, but he opted out to sit next to my wife, so He didn't get it.
Yeah, you ain't getting none sitting next to me, John.
She saved you, John.
Thank you very much.
She saved
Always
you.
fucking pint glass. Look at the screen here.
It's different when it's on.
It's always here.
It's in between you guys. You can share it.
This fucking thing,
Look at
it
that.
points in my mouth, points in his fucking eye all the
Hey,
time.
menage a
whatever.
trois right there. Go ahead.
Some things never change.
All right, cool. So we're gonna go. I think at this point we're gonna go to a quick
We're gonna
break.
go quick break.
And
I'm gonna-
shout out to Cleveland Bourbon Co-op.
Cleveland
Shout
Co-op.
out to Royal Havana Cigars. Shout out to North Coast Jazz Ensemble, and also shout out to the Premier Automotive of Cleveland. Thank
All
you.
right. See you in a few minutes.
Do you have anything you want to your shop you want to mention?
Welcome back. Whiskey Roundtable here, and we're going into our pick here from our guest, John. And we actually are doing a Buffalo Trace single barrel. This is a third base pick. Now, we have a lot of different single barrel,
And
Buffalo
picks.
Trace, and barrel selections, and also store picks. So this one is going to be a third base pick, and it's barrel number 106. And I'm going to get right into the notes on this. So on the eye is caramel with orange hints, which is definitely very
Right.
true with this. Very orange and caramely hints on
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. And on the nose, you're supposed to be getting caramel, spice, always spice with Buffalo Trace. Corn, vanilla, complex dark fruit,
I smell
and
the
oak
vanilla.
combined with butterscotch, citrus. I get a lot of citrus
I do
notes
get a
on
lot,
Buffalo
yeah.
Trace. And a haunting bit of acetone to create a nose that is sweet without being cloying and fun to sit and sniff. Okay, interesting.
Well, look,
Sit and sniff.
Palate we're supposed to get
Sounds
similar.
like Charles
I'm a
Caramel.
sniffer guy.
Caramel, butterscotch, brown sugar, toasted nuts, oak, and
These
We can't
nuts.
even- we can't
This
even-
is going nowhere fast. Yes.
we can't even be fucking serious every day.
It's my kindergarten
It's always-
brain at work.
it's always got to reach into the dirty futta. Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's awesome.
It's supposed to have a nice dark fruit work together with dark sweet flavor that is everything you want in a bourbon. And rich velvety
I know.
caramel gives away to oak, vanilla, and dark heavy sweetness that fades to a long, slow, trailing finish on the finish. And let's get to it. Let's get a nose on this, guys.
Definitely got that Buffalo Trace distinct
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like their trademark. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I this is the first time, and I've heard this in the past about the Buffalo Trace product, but not about Buffalo Trace, but not about the single barrel. I have heard this in the past, and this is the first time I've ever, and maybe it's a cigar, so I don't know, but I kind of, believe it or not, I smell a little mint in there. Maybe it's a cigar.
It's a cigar.
And maybe it's a cigar.
I'm not getting that. But, you know, everybody is different, so.
I've never said that before.
That
You know,
was-
that's
that
my
might be-
favorite drink. So.
That might be the smell I was missing.
You guys want me to repeat the nose again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Caramel, spice, corn, vanilla, dark fruit, oak, butterscotch, and citrus.
Yeah, I get
I smell all of what you said.
caramel and corn.
Yep. I
caramel
always
and
get the
corn.
caramel, spice, vanilla, and fruit. Is
I
what
get the
always rid of.
corn in this.
I do get the corn.
Amazing.
I do
It
get the
says
corn in
corn in
this
there.
as well. Oak always.
Definitely corn. Corn.
There's
right?
corn and
Butthole.
alcohol.
There's a little butthole in there.
Get on her.
Put some salt on it, get some grits out of there.
Alberto! So the caramel.
I do, man. I smell.
I always get
smell
the
a mint to
caramel.
it.
There's
I
a
do.
smell in there that I
Spice.
don't know what the hell it is.
No.
Acetone?
Were you busy, Greg? What are you doing in there?
Butthole?
Sometimes it reminds me a little
Dark
bit of.
fruit?
Sometimes
Fruity?
it's not
Dark
on the
fruit.
on the note, but I do smell.
I never get dark. I don't get. I get a little fruity background onto this, but I always, like I said, I always get a lot of the caramel, the spice, and the citrus on it. You know what I mean? A little. I guess. You know,
Rye, maybe.
You get rye on that.
Maybe.
Rye?
Maybe. It might
Which
not
pick
be
is
right.
this? Is this Flick's pick?
This is 106 barrel. 106
it's always
barrel.
very spicy.
We have 111 barrel. We have, I don't know, we have a lot of it, but I don't. I
This
buy
is
it
what
in
ruined-
big quantity because it's my drink. So
Yeah.
I'll buy 10 at a time.
So this is the drink that ruined our Buffalo
This
Trace.
is Greg's favorite drink out of I think out of anything.
Now we've drank the 106 barrel. We've probably blown through 4 or 5
106,
bottles.
111.
Okay, this is the first one that has smelled different to me. Again, maybe it's a cigar, but I smell different things in there that I've never smelled in here before. So, I could be wrong, and I'm okay with that. But
It is very fruity.
It is.
Fruit and corn is what I'm getting strong out of this one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I ain't playing. Let's drink.
Let's take a taste.
It's
Take a
about
taste.
time.
We're gonna do 2 tastes.
Slange, everybody.
Slange. All right.
That is so fucking good. That is so good, man. I know, I always like, wow, it's crazy that this is Greg's favorite Buffalo, but you get it when you have this, man.
I can't say
You
enough
get it.
about it. I
No
love it.
burn.
It's beautiful.
Smooth.
Absolutely beautiful.
And we like a lot of really, really good
I mean,
Buffalo Trace products.
Our palate is 90 and above. That's our palate. That's what we graduated to.
I know a lot of people like E.H. Taylor.
Right.
I will fucking trump this over E.H. Taylor stuff all day long.
Holy mackerel.
And it's so cheap.
You like?
I like it.
I like
Mikey likey.
Mikey,
And remember, this
Johnny
is
liked it.
cheaper.
Johnny likey. Holy
This
crap.
stuff per bottle is
God, that's
cheaper
They're good.
than Ohio's price on the regular Buffalo Trace.
I scored this at $22 a bottle.
Yep.
Wow.
So
Is this your third base score?
yeah.
This is third base.
So I just ordered.
Barrel
I just
106.
ordered. I just ordered a case of 2 cases,
Fucks that Buffalo Trace Ohio shit up, doesn't it?
Yeah, gone.
and it got damaged.
It's hard to
It got
go back.
shipped
I
so
did, because I
didn't,
recently bought a bottle.
didn't receive it, but
Sorry.
no, I'm just saying. I said I just ordered 2 cases of this on Thanksgiving Day, and
Yeah, they broke.
and they broke. So it went back. So I don't know if I'm going to get. I always say, oh shit, because I really wanted to keep it for inventory. But at the end of the day, we have so much of this. We have like 6 or 7 different picks and barrels, and plenty of each.
Thievery.
So,
Oh shit!
Larceny!
Larceny! Get him!
Larceny!
hang on, he built me a gun. Let me grab it.
And I'll stay here.
We'll
Because
turn
that
Greg's,
sucker gonna
we'll
shoot.
turn Greg's cop siren on.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
My siren has a red laser on it. Oh my goodness.
I'm an iron
Let's
sight
go.
kinda guy.
Let's go in again, kids.
Yeah.
Let's go in
do
again.
it.
Oh my
Everything.
God, that is fantastic.
Man, this is different than the last 106s we've had, guys. I'm going to tell you right now it is.
Well, this is the first 106 I've had.
Okay, John, what do you think? Taste, what do you get?
That is fantastic. We got the oak,
Got the caramel and the
No,
vanilla.
you're
Yeah,
good.
you said earlier.
the spice.
Yeah, it's good.
It's spicy.
106. It does not taste like a
Buffalo
106.
Trace always has that vanilla to it, always, and
Right.
the caramel as well. The oak, it always stands out, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's a cigar. I don't know.
No.
I smelled
Can I
some
see
stuff
that
in there
bottle?
I've never smelled before.
Oh, please. Thank you.
I don't know if I'm gonna give this
have to
bottle up.
do. And I was our
not
first
bad.
show when we did the Buffalo. I was a little embarrassed because I just like drinking it so much that I never did the history on it, which is a big no-no.
Do we have a lot? Do we have history on the bottle?
We do, and that's what he just did.
Yeah, it was going
know,
off
the
my-
Palate's
different.
supposed to get, I'll say it again, caramel, butterscotch, brown sugar,
I got the
toasted
butterscotch.
nuts,
Yeah.
oak.
Don't
and
say
dark
toasted nuts
fruit.
too long ago.
Yeah, I know, Karen might get
That's right.
Toasted
fucked up
nuts.
from that,
Mm.
get all nasty.
No, it's my kindergarten brain. It's all good.
It's cool, man. We're childish. I mean, I'm still 12 mentally, so.
Yeah, I might be 51, but I'm probably
You're
13.
51?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just had his birthday
Just
last
had my
week.
birthday
This week.
last week. Yeah.
Get the
out.
fuck
He works
out
out,
of
dude.
here. Seriously? Wow.
I'm an old man.
Hey
Wow,
now.
no shit. You don't look
50's not
51.
old
Jesus.
anymore.
That's right.
51's the new 31.
He
I
eats
was
salad,
like 51
bro.
was the new
That's right.
71, but that's all right.
31's the new 10.
Oh dear. Here we
Somebody
go.
said that on Facebook, 31's the new, because everybody keeps going backwards so far. Like, well, what's this? 20's the new one.
I asked, there was a couple Facebook posts, for my happy birthdays and all that crap, and they were like, so what, I said, well, I'm 37, I mean, it's great. 37 is a good age. Don't ever pass it. Right? 37.
37 was a good
And you
age.
never had.
No, I'm here.
That's what I'm
37.
talking about.
And this is still
That was a long
90
time
proof.
ago.
All right, I'm gonna take the last sip of this. I just cleansed my palate. I just want to see if anything changes.
Karen, what do you get?
I get a lot of caramel. I get the corn.
That's good.
It's the legs are nice on this too.
I
Very
get the
even.
brown sugar on
Man,
it.
Look at that legs.
Damn it!
I
Legs.
get brown
see
sugar
the
on it a
drippings
lot.
that come down off the
Yes,
glass.
I know.
It's heavy. It's a little heavy, you know, when they hold
Yeah.
up on the
Well,
glass.
yeah,
And that's what I love about Buffalo
Yeah.
Trace products. The heavy, oily. It's nice, man.
My
Really
bad.
nice.
I love him.
All right, I'll be quiet.
Albert, what do you get?
I'm getting that caramel again. I don't. Man, it's not.
I know I
It's
keep
not like
repeating myself, but
I'm not getting any toasted.
I'm getting stuff that I
No,
never
not
got
really.
in it before. So I smelled some mint in it. I don't. Again, maybe the cigar, but I don't know. I smelled some mint in it. But
Maybe you shouldn't smoke a cigar while you're tasting.
well, you know, it's what we do. So we
Brings out different tastes,
it
as I
does.
said, because we were drinking
It
the early
has
times
to.
last week, and I couldn't get a flavor on it, but the cigar brought the flavor out. So you never know. It does do different things to the bourbon.
Yeah, you know, pre-show, which y'all don't know. I know we do open mic, but when we get here and we go over all of our stuff, you know, we will drink a couple of different things, and not in quantity. You know, we're just tasting and BS and go over our notes and everything, and make sure that all of our stuff is ready for the show. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but you know, when we get down to business, it's business, and you know, like the Larceny and again the Buffalo Trace.
That's what the tasting notes are for.
Exactly,
It's all
but
business here.
this is the first time. I've been drinking this for a long
yes,
time.
we are. All business.
I've been drinking this for a long time, but at the end of the day, I smell
Notes.
different things that I haven't smelled in it before. So
Agreed. Totally agree.
that's just my thought.
I
So.
concur.
I get
It's the first time I've ever smelled
You've
anything.
got the Buffalo Trace smell, but it's got a different kick to it. No pun intended there, John.
And it's 90 proof, and
That's good.
it's a beautiful 90 proof in my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
absolutely.
no
So
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm way past that.
That's why you confused me with the Buffalo Trace. Yeah, I get the Buffalo
don't
So
get
this has a really long finish to it.
does.
It's saying, do you get? Definitely, I get the rich. It says rich velvety caramel. I get a lot of caramel on the back. I stopped drinking it here for a little bit while you guys have been talking. I kind of just been. I mean, I still get it. I still feel it.
Yeah,
I still get
absolutely.
the caramel, and the caramel lingers a long time on
Absolutely.
this one.
It does.
And at 90 proof, like okay, so we had 90 proof Larceny, which hits hot. I get no heat out of this whatsoever on the nose, on the mouth, on the nothing going. It's not even. It's a little warming going down, but it's
Yeah,
nothing like the Larceny.
No.
And you're talking just under $30 for Larceny. What was it, $28?
Yeah, $27.
Okay, $27 after. Is that after tax? Pre?
I'm gonna say pre-tax.
Okay, pre-tax. And that Buffalo Trace with shipping, if you average out, if you get a few bottles, is probably around the same price once it gets to your door.
Yes.
Initially, it's like $21.95 or something on their site on third
$21.99.
base.
Yeah.
Great site to buy from.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, if you compare the two, even though it's a weeder versus your traditional, this Buffalo Trace just blows that Larceny out of the water. And
It
Larceny's
does.
good. I mean,
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, you know, as an everyday drinker,
You'll never go wrong.
No,
with Larceny.
But
you never will.
God damn that.
Buffalo Trace is it's apples and oranges. Old
Especially
Fitzgerald.
single
is-
brand. Now, if we were
yeah,
comparing regular Buffalo Trace to
that's
that,
right,
different outcome.
different,
story.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
There's been a lot of people that are new to the Bourbon Co-op I've seen posting recently, and they're always asking for what's a good starter bourbon to go with, and you know, what are the top 5 that you have in your cabinet. I think you can't go wrong with anything that's a Buffalo Trace product.
I agree.
Nope.
I agree.
This
Some people argue that that you like the regular Buffalo Trace that we get here in Ohio, the regular Buffalo Trace, not this single barrel stuff. And I've asked them numerous times on the co-op, have you had a single barrel, store pick, barrel pick, whatever, Buffalo? No, I haven't tried that. Well, it may change your mind because
And
It changed mine.
The problem.
Absolutely.
The problem
This is
with
awesome.
Buffalo Trace single barrel is I haven't seen it in Ohio in 2 years. And
The Ohio pick was really good.
the Ohio pick, we have one Ohio
one
pick.
Still, or
I
two?
only have one. I
One
only
left.
have one.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Then.
Okay, but I also have 2 other store picks. Actually, I have 3 other store picks. As
We have
well.
a lot of store and barrel picks.
And then I have 3 or 4 barrel,
Yes.
different barrels
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and again, I you know me, I can't help myself. I buy in quantity, so I was a little set back by not getting my 12 bottles that I ordered at Thanksgiving.
In
But
due time, dear.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, we have
right.
plenty,
They'll make
trust
sure.
me.
Patience is a virtue.
I mean, they
So,
also get
They'll show up.
Third base also gets Eagle Rare single
Correct.
barrel picks also. So
Really?
I have not seen any.
I'd like to do that.
I have never seen any
I've
of
never had
those.
it.
you've never had Eagle? Oh my!
Well, no, we
Oh,
had.
I wish we could extend the show.
Well, I mean,
and-
we
That'll
had,
be post show.
which we drank. We had the Eagle Rare 17
Yeah.
and the 10-year, but I have not seen any of the picks. I mean,
Fantastic.
trust me. God forbid if I do see it. So,
There's
but,
plenty
Greg,
of
are you
picks
alive?
online for very good prices.
all right. Well, shoot that stuff to me so I can.
I've had a
purchase.
pick in the
Okay.
past. We've drinking a pick before.
You've been known to pick your ass. I understand, but I want to know when. So shame on you.
So
for
everybody's
Joe
satisfied.
Clark
Shame on you
not
for
showing
picking your
those to
ass.
me.
And I know everybody on the call. I don't know what you guys think. A lot of you guys haven't commented on
Look
our
at this.
preference,
What the hell
but
is
we
that?
It looks like Donald
we
Trump.
just kind of
Marble.
favor Buffalo
Marble.
Trace Distillery, and we're not trying to ride their coattails or anything like that. But they just make wonderful drinks, and that's our preference. And I know some people pick other things, and we have a lot of different things we prefer also. But I think the general consensus here is that the single barrel store pick stuff, whether it be Flicks pick, third base, or wherever have you that you get around the country, I have seen other picks on the site. If you haven't tried it and you don't like Buffalo Trace, give this a try. It's
reasonably
cheap.
priced.
It's a lot cheaper. A lot of you guys say that you hate it. You buy bottles that are a lot more money than this that you disagree with, and you should try this because I think it would change your mind. And I think we all agree on this one here. It's really good. And I
2
got some
thumbs
news.
up for me.
Thumbs up.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wrap it up here with some news real quick. So, at $70, Buffalo Trace is introducing their Charter Oak. It is 10 years old. It's mash bill number 1. It is used. So their oak project is different oaks from not just around the states but around the world. So it's a Mongolian oak trees. Very different tastes, yet full-bodied still. May experiment from different oak trees from China, Canada, and France.
Nice. They give a proof on it or no?
I believe it's 90 proof. So.
90 proof.
Yes. And Templeton is rolling out a very controversial rye. Templeton is rolling out a barrel-proof rye that does not use the flavoring used in its original rye.
Well, I'm sorry. Templeton rye, I'm a big fan of, but since we found out what it really was, I'm just totally turned off.
Yeah.
Totally turned off.
It still does taste pretty good.
It does taste good.
So they're not using the flavoring using their original core rye, which is and it's going to be at $60.
Okay.
I know you guys are huge fans of Woodford Reserve, so they have
I
now,
love Woodford.
which just has been released.
You like Woodford?
Woodford Reserve.
We love Woody.
Woodford
May I do that?
Reserve bottled and
Woodford,
bond.
Woodford.
Oh, really?
Step right up, get your
$50.
Woodford.
You
I
said
went
bottled
all
and bond.
Bottled and bond. So maybe
Really?
I saw that and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it another shot because I like the way Woodford tastes. I have bad reactions to actually Woodford products. I get horrible headaches like I'm drinking wine.
Because you drink the whole bottle.
Within
Yeah, well, you drink a whole bottle of something. That's
Not
a
long
bound to
after
happen.
Guaranteed to
That'll
have a
do it.
headache. I mean, if you drink
So
too much
that's
Kool-Aid,
$50.
you get the sharks, but whatever.
another bourbon out there, Old Carter is releasing their 12-year and is $180 a bottle. I'm not. I don't think I've had any Old Carter stuff, but yeah, it's $180 a bottle.
I just saw.
got a story
That's a
about
wizard. That's a
Woodford
winking
Select.
lizard
Right.
tester first before you spend.
We
$100
talked
price.
about the old owl or something. What do we have? The
Kentucky
limited-
Owl.
Kentucky Owl.
Batch number 1,
Batch
11 year.
number 1. So I see.
Have you had that, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
We have it, but
So I must be the only one in the group that
you're the
has
only ones
drank.
had it. So now it's out again.
Batch 2.
Batch 2, right? So, but it's
What's the retail on it?
$175.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I
Is
got
it worth
screwed. Well, I paid $175
Probably.
for the first batch.
I don't know, because
So,
different batches when they release things, either you're going to like it or you're not.
You want Helen Keller to go check it out?
I don't
oh,
know.
Jesus.
I think we should maybe sample it first.
Hide your wallets.
You haven't had
John, do you
you haven't had Kentucky out.
No, you had it
a
with Carl.
story? You want to?
You and Carl
go
had
into
it.
that
Unreal.
story about the
It's
Woodford
unreal.
pricing?
Yeah.
He's got a
It's
story
unreal.
on Woodford pricing, real quick.
Now Woodford Select. We went hog hunting January, Georgia.
Did you find any girls?
Did you pick up
Twice.
a girlfriend?
Twice we only found girls.
Okay.
That was it.
Here we
So
go.
we
Oh,
pull
shit.
into. We're going to Plains, Georgia, where Jimmy Carter lives, and we're hunting on a section of land that was cut out of his peanut farm. Well, we stop at this tiny little, and there's nothing in Plains. Okay, one little liquor store / whatever. Now, what's a bottle of Woodford Select cost here?
You know what? I don't
That's
even
their
know.
regular
30,
it's-
40 bucks?
Yeah, probably
Well,
40.
you got Woodford
Probably
and
40
Woodford
bucks.
Select.
$40.
Upscale,
Okay, yeah.
up $30 to $40, I'd say.
I think
I've
it's
seen
too
it
much.
around here for 38 to 44.
Right.
Yeah.
$21 for a bottle of Woodford Select.
When are you going hunting again?
Where's that at?
Wait a minute, man. Let me grab a
Plains-
rifle.
Plains, Georgia.
Yeah.
I
He
wouldn't
goes-
doubt it, because
he-
Ohio's prices suck.
He hunts
compared to
boar.
other states.
He goes boar hunting every
It's the
year.
only thing I hunt.
Okay.
Because they're nasty.
They are nasty.
Nasty. Bastards.
The meat is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, dude, we ate some of it.
We
growing up.
had
I've
that
had it
little
several
bastard
times.
we
Oh,
got.
yeah.
Yummy.
A friend of mine works for FBI, and him and the group of guys go, and they always bring me back some. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I mean, $21 for a
Yeah.
bottle of Woodford Select. We're like,
Do you like Woodford?
yes, it's good.
I do too. Woodford's one of my favorites. It really is.
Now,
It's the official bourbon of
It
the
is.
Kentucky Derby.
Early times.
I have honestly,
Early
I haven't had the
times.
regular, but I've had the Select, and that was good.
Let's
And
go.
the Crown XO.
Oh, really?
Crown XO was freaking like $22, $23.
See, I'm not a fan of Crown.
Neither am I. Neither
I'll
am I.
drink Crown Black.
I do like Crown Black. We've
Crown
had
Black
this
is actually
conversation.
pretty good.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's not bad.
I'll
It's
drink
pretty
Crown
good.
Black.
Yeah.
Then the
I'm not gonna
salted
knock off
caramel is
Crown
supposed
Black.
to be good too.
That Ohio pick of Crown really threw us off.
Yeah, it did.
It was
Dude,
like, I mean,
Yeah.
spike it off a
What's this
fucking
mean?
concrete
Go-
That
driveway,
means
man.
don't
You're cutting
do
your
it.
head off?
Don't do it. Don't do
So
it.
go ahead.
So, I mean, fortunately, we bought like 6 bottles. And we bought the guy out
Crown.
of
Woodford.
Woodford
Okay,
Select.
okay. Good man.
Good man.
We drank them all in 4 days. There was 7 of us.
So
Okay,
did you
that's
do,
that's
good.
reasonable.
Did you do
No, that's
any hunting
reasonable.
or no?
I mean, there's been nights where me and Greg drink a bottle in one night.
Well, there's
so.
24 hours in a day. Times,
Okay.
it's,
Well,
it's all
There's
good.
nights I come over here at 7 o'clock and by 2 in the morning, me and him have gone through a bottle. So
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, I filled up my bladder
I feed you before
off
you
my backpack. I filled it up with, I filled it up with, a bunch of the Select. And I was sitting in my blind, just I wound up,
Why is that hog moving?
and a buddy of mine that went with me, he was on the second story of the blind, and all of a sudden you hear all kinds of crashing. I fell asleep in the chair
Oh, dear.
and tangled myself up all in the cross of the freaking blind. And he's like, "What are you doing down there? Shut up!" I'm like, "Sorry, I gotta go in." So I grabbed all my stuff and left. I said, "Here."
It's all on you.
Handed him my freaking rifle with the
Yeah.
silent. I got a 300 SBR, just laid out, 7.5 inches barrel,
Nice.
silencer all hidden.
Wow.
And I said, "Here, you just take that." I'm done. And off I went back to the cabin and slept till morning. But yeah, that Woodford Select just
Good.
tore me up, and I drank it all.
LPR made your
Is that
panties
90?
fall down. That's
Yeah,
right,
that's a panty dropper. There you go.
For those of you that don't
You know,
LPR
his
is
panties
liquid
came
panties.
off.
They did. They did.
Yeah, That was
Or
good stuff.
liquid panty remover.
Yeah, it's
LPR.
LPR.
Yeah.
LPR.
So-
And what do you say, honey? If you drink too much to that, you get a BDR?
Yeah, BDR, bad dick report. So, so.
That's
All right,
good.
so I'm going to close out the news with 4 women started a new whiskey in Sacramento. It is a rye. It's called Legato, which means legacy. It is supposed to be smoother and more to a woman's taste. So I don't know why I'm intrigued by that, but whenever it's released, and it's supposed to be released nationwide in all the states sometime soon in the next few months. I don't know. I'll fucking try it.
We'll try it,
I'll
absolutely.
try it. What the hell?
Yeah, we'll give it a
You know,
shot.
it may be really good, but I'm interested
What-
in why it's going to be a rye to a woman's taste.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
well,
rye
what
is-
does that mean?
Most rye
Oh.
is more of a harsh whiskey, so I'm just curious why that would be a woman's
Right,
taste.
right, yeah. Smoother rye. I don't know. Is
Okay.
it going to be like, is it rebottled Canadian Club?
Right.
What's a
They have
man's
a
taste?
actually they have a Canadian
Little
Club
salt,
100%
lime.
rye that's actually pretty good, but it is smoother than any rye. It's not your traditional rye, but it,
No, I
You know
like.
what?
I know we like Canadian Club.
and it's
rye.
gone.
We
think
have
we
one.
have a
I took
couple.
that
No,
taste
I have
test,
one
and
bottle
mine was
left on
tequila.
the shelf.
I thought we had one on the shelf and one in the bottle.
What were you?
We'll check
Were you
it.
taking
Yeah, okay.
Fireball?
All right, so
That's right,
that's
that's why I
it.
took the damn
I
test.
think we are done with this show, guys.
All right,
That's the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts. I'm Joe Clark.
Big G.
And I'm Albert Santilli.
Karen Helen Keller?
Guess John Kick.
All
All right,
right.
thank you guys.
All right,
Love
be
you.
safe,
Have a
everyone.
co-op.
Have a good holiday.
Woo.